Make holiday gatherings more delicious at Whole Foods Market, whether you're the host or the guest who aims to impress. Save now on baking essentials from 365 by Whole Foods Market. Need some extra help? Pick up crowd-pleasing flatbreads that are ready to heat, or build a lovely charcuterie board with sales on specialty cheeses and meats. Holiday wines and beers are also on sale, starting at $7.99. Host the perfect holiday party with Whole Foods Market. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
Today on CityCast Chicago. Picture this. It's the day after a holiday. Maybe you driving back home after seeing loved ones. Maybe you spending the day on the couch, decompressing with your boo, with your animal. Maybe you just chilling. The real question is, what snacks are keeping you company? Luckily, Chicago might just be the snack capital of the world. So producer Michelle Navarro and I are here to talk about the best snacks this city has to offer. It's Wednesday, December 13th. I'm Jacoby Cochran, and this is what Chicago's talking about. Yo, before we get into the episode, I want to remind y'all, CityCast Chicago has launched our first ever membership. We're so thankful for all the love and support we received over the last 3 years. Honestly, I can't believe I'm saying that, 3 years. And we want to keep making these great Chicago guides for you. All members are going to get ad-free listening and members-only update. You could also get event access and newsletter shout-outs. You could join at the friend or the cousin level. Become a founding member now by going to membership.citycast.fm/Chicago. That's membership.citycast.fm/Chicago. All right, now let's start talking about the snacks. Now, for real, when I say Chicago is one of the snack capitals of the world, there is no cap in my rap. Seriously, between the companies that have been here, the companies that are still here, Chicago's just got a ton of options. I mean, Nabisco, one of the biggest bakeries in the world. Kellogg officially spun off its snack division earlier this year for Chicago. Keebler, Red Hots, and Now and Laters. I mean, the Tootsie Roll is a throwback, making Tootsie Pops, Dots in Chicago, Mars and Wrigley. And we definitely got our own local brands too, like Vitner's, Jay's, Okie Doke, Garrett's Popcorn got it locked down. We've even had some soda brands like Green River. So Chicago really is one of the snack capitals. Michelle, in this conversation, we're obviously focusing on bigger companies, things you can get at the grocery store, things you can get at the corner store. But obviously snack is still, it's subjective. Well, let's define what we're talking about here, Michelle. What is a snack for you?
See, that's a great question. I think people aren't gonna like this, but I feel like to snack, it's a noun, right? Like something can be a snack, but also it's a verb. Like you can pick at things.
Okay.
So I can snack on things. Let me take a little bite of this pizza puff. You can eat at a pizza puff.
You can nibble at it, but it feels like more like a mini meal, versus, like you said, to snack. I like that though.
You could snack on an Italian beef if you're just taking little bites out of it, in between meals. Like for me, a snack is just you're kind of nibbling, you're eating smaller things, but it's not a meal. It falls in that category. So I definitely think you can snack on a pizza puff for sure. What do you think?
I feel like for this conversation, a pizza puff is less of a snack because I'm kind of thinking things you could just sort of grab off the shelf, things that don't need a little bit of time, and you're not really getting it customized in the moment. Think when you're getting into frying the food right in front of you, going from frozen to cooked, throwing some lemon pepper and mouse sauce. I think we moving. It's like a mini meal.
That is a mini meal. No, you're absolutely right. I feel like once you gotta heat stuff up, then it's it's a little extra work. No, you're right. I feel that. What's your favorite, Jacoby? What's your favorite snack?
I mean, if I can only have one, I give love to it all the time. Probably be Fruities, made by the Tootsie Roll Company. I don't think they actually produce Fruities here. I think Tootsie Roll, they moved their headquarters here back in 1966. They make a lot of Tootsie Pops, a lot of Dots, a lot of Tootsie Rolls. According to the Tootsie Roll website, they make about 64 million every day, about 44,000 every minute, which comes down to 740 Tootsie Rolls are made every second. And they make a lot of those in Chicago. And so I'm going with the Fruities, though. If I could just get a bag of Fruities, I'm just picturing myself getting off of the Dan Ryan on 87th or driving over on like 95th and Stony Island, and some dude just standing in the middle of the street selling socks, towels, and got a chain full of Fruities on. That's the one that I'm grabbing. Or if I'm, out at like a corner store gas station and they sell them like 2 for $1, 2 for $1.50, I'm gonna grab a couple packs of Fruities. That's probably my go-to on the snacks. 'Cause I definitely think candy falls in the snack category. I don't know, for some people they kind of treat candy as like a separate category. I feel like it's cleanly in the snack category.
I count it as a snack for sure.
So for you, what if you gotta pick one?
I think for me, this is my snack. I don't eat it that much anymore because I just can't. For my stomach purposes. But I love Vitner's. Growing up, Vitner's was like, that was it. Like, go to the corner store before school, get you a bag for later. I wasn't crazy. I wasn't like those people eating it super early. But it was up there. It was like
you was
maybe,
eating it before noon.
Yes. Yeah.
So what in particular? Because Vitner's, which founded on the South Side in 1926, is now owned by Oots, which I think is a Pennsylvania-based company.
It's for sure the Crunchy Kurls or the Nuggets.
You're getting them hot Crunchy Kurls.
Yeah, the hot Crunchy Kurls or the Yep, the long
nuggets in the sleeve.
The long bag. See, like you get because if you want like, maybe you want to have a bigger bag, you got to get the regular size Crunchy Kurls bag. The hot ones or the ones with lime, those were also my favorite. But if you wanted to avoid hot chip fingers, you'd get the nuggets because of that long bag, and you just straight pour them in your mouth.
Gee, man, over the last 2 months, it felt like there was this hunt for hot Crunchy Kurls, because I know that somewhere in like the 2000s, like as with a lot of these companies, right, they get bought, change hands, they move some operations, shut down some manufacturing, recipes change. And it was like the city knew immediately that the hot Crunchy Kurl recipe was different in the mid-2000s.
Funny enough, my cousin Viviana, shout out to her, I learned about the change of the recipe because she made a really angry Facebook post about it. And she was like, what the hell happened to the recipe? These aren't the same. And so that's how I found out. I was like, damn. And I was really sad because I'm like, I didn't get a last bag, or like I couldn't, I wasn't able to like cherish it one more time before they switched up on us. But that's how I found out about the change in recipe. And everyone was talking about it. Everyone was pissed.
I was going to say, you go across Twitter, go across TikTok, people talked about it to the point that the company came out in the last couple of months and was like, hey, we re-releasing the hot Crunchy Kurls, and they got a blue stamp on them that said the original recipe. And people started buying them up immediately. You couldn't find them in any store. I live over by Kenwood, and so high school kids had emptied out any gas station that carried them, any like little mini mart, little smoke shop that carried them. And I was in Bridgeport at a Walgreens getting a COVID and a flu shot. And I just happened to be walking around the store, like waiting for my appointment. And I turned the corner, and no lie, this entire rack of untouched hot Crunchy Kurls with the blue stamp on them is sitting there. I FaceTime immediately. Gee, we found them. We got them. Mission complete. I take 8 bags. This is right before Thanksgiving. I give some to my sister, some to my partner. They both eat them. And they say, this ain't it.
No.
This ain't it. To this, yeah, they say they're cheesier, they're a little bit hotter, and they taste better than whatever this most previous recipe was. But unfortunately, people still saying they don't taste exactly like the original, but definitely better. I've had a few bags myself.
Oh, okay.
And they're improved. And so
Okay.
I know that you gotta moderate. But, maybe you could get a couple, G. Maybe a handful.
I definitely have to. Like, I think the next time I see them, I'm going to have to pick up a bag. I think it's time.
Make holiday gatherings more delicious at Whole Foods Market. Whether you're the host or the guest who aims to impress, save now on baking essentials from 365 by Whole Foods Market. Need some extra help? Pick up crowd-pleasing flatbreads that are ready to heat, or build a lovely charcuterie board with sales on specialty cheeses and meats. Holiday wines and beers are also on sale, starting at $7.99. Host the perfect holiday party with Whole Foods Market. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
I mean, Chicago is home to, like I said, a ton of big companies. One of the more local Chicago snacks that I feel like, especially in our lifetime, you've seen like proliferate around the city, even into the suburbs. You might be able to find them at a store. What's your opinion on Garrett's, G? On Garrett's popcorn? It feels like it's the snack for tourists. Like family members need a bucket before they leave. You see them at the Bulls game. What's your opinion on Garrett's?
I think it's good. I mean, like, I didn't have Garrett money growing up, so I wasn't eating Garrett's like that. But whenever, the Chicago mix was around, I would grab that. I love caramel and the cheese mix. I think it's an interesting but really good mix. But yeah, what about you? Do you?
I think it's overhyped, G.
I mean, it's popcorn.
I think it's overhyped, G. I personally don't enjoy eating popcorn. I don't like how popcorn breaks up in my mouth, and I love the caramel popcorn. Like, I'm going to isolate, get the caramel, deal with the pain of eating popcorn, but I've never been a person who goes to the movie and has to have popcorn. I never buy popcorn to make it at the crib with all of the different little toppings. And when it's one of the things that if people even listen through all of our hundreds of episodes and all of the tourist things I have talked about, the sort of local Chicago things I've talked about, I don't think you'll find one mention of Garrett's popcorn across 600 and some odd episodes.
Probably not.
Yeah. The melt in your mouth is nice. The random kernels hitting me in the teeth. Like, I don't enjoy it. I think it's overhyped. I wish Chicago had a different snack that it was iconic for.
That's right. Yeah, like I said, I didn't have Garrett money growing up, so I didn't really get Garrett's, but I did eat a lot of the Okie Dokie.
Oh, okay.
Those that.
So you Okie Dokie over Garrett's for sure?
Yeah, because it's like childhood. It's cheap. It was at my corner store, but it's just straight cheese, right? You're missing the caramel, which like the caramel's so good, but like I loved it, and I do vividly remember. I can still feel picking my teeth after eating a bag of that. So I understand how you might have your difficulties with popcorn.
When I think of my childhood, I think Okie Doke, hot cheese, and the cheese popcorn, which at the time was made by the Jay's Company. That was my mother's snack of choice. Like, those big bags sitting on the top of the refrigerator is what I remember in my household. And that was probably the snack she was might have been the stingiest with in terms of you not getting none until it was like in the crumbles at the bottom. The company that originally made Jay's Okie Doke popcorn is now owned by Snyder's, which I think is also a subsidiary of Campbell's. That's one thing I learned for this conversation. I already knew this, but the United States snack, food, beverage market, bro, it is one of the strongest like indicators that we are living in an oligopoly, dog. Like, damn, everything go back to the top, G.
Yep.
Oh my God, it's so few companies. I mean, but one more shot I'm gonna have to take. I know people love their J's. Like, I big up Okie Doke, big up Jay's potato chips. But hey, I'm a Lay's dude myself. I prefer Lay's over Jay's chips. I feel like the Lay's are a little bit saltier. I enjoy them more. Something funny I learned about 20 years ago, Lay's lost a lawsuit because in Chicago they had an ad campaign that basically was like, Lay's are better than the hometown Jay's. Based on some random poll they said they ran but never showed proof of. And the judge ruled that they had to take them billboards down. But I'm one of those people, when I saw the billboard back in the day, I was cool. When I saw that, I was cool with it. I was like, we do. Obviously, I know a lot of people are going to be like, you are wrong. It's Jay's all day. How could you possibly go against the hometown team? But unfortunately, sorry, Jay's. I got to move with Lay's. What's another one of your favorite Chicago snacks, whether it's big company, smaller company?
So growing up, I would always pass by the Nabisco factory. It's a Chicago bakery on South Kedzie. And they have a bunch of like snacks that you see everywhere, right? Like Chips Ahoy, cheese nips, premium Nutter Butter, the animal crackers. Growing up, I had the Nabisco plug because my neighbor, she used to work there, and I guess she would get the boxes of cookies and things like that, like for a cheaper rate maybe. And so she would give it to us at a cheaper rate. And so my favorite thing was like getting home and like seeing bags of like chewy Chips Ahoy or just like the original Chips Ahoy. Also Oreos. I saw that they stopped doing Oreos in Chicago a while ago. But for some time they were making Oreos at that factory. And so yeah, those are just like the classic cookies that like also remind me of my childhood. And they just hit every time. What's a Chicago snack, local or big company, that you do not like?
Lemonheads. Lemonheads, man. They were decent as a kid, but I don't know. Something about the way they feel just never got with it. And then another shot at the old classic. Gee, them Frango mints. Gee.
I don't like them either. I was gonna say that too. I don't like nothing minty. It'll make me think about like if I just brushed my teeth. And I feel like Frango mints makes me feel like brushing my teeth and then biting into a chocolate. Like I can't do it.
Frango mints is currently owned by the company that's with Garrett Popcorn, and Lemonheads is from the big conglomerate Ferrero, which owns a few different Chicago area brands like Keebler, Ferrero Candies, which is the one that makes Lemonheads, Red Hots, and then one of my favorites, Now Laters. I think Now Laters are absolute fire. Why do you think Chicago makes so many good snacks?
I feel like we're just people, like we're the kind of people that we know what we like.
And we know how to market it.
Yeah. And we're such a culture of like, and this is, I don't know if this isn't just Chicago, right? This is just like any big city, but like we're walkable in a way where you go to a corner store, a gas station, a smaller local grocery store, and you're gonna find these products, versus if you're in a suburb, in a smaller town, where you're gonna have to go to a larger kind of market, and like you're not gonna get these like more low key, more local brands. And so I think that's really special about us. Or I guess it's really special about Chicago is that of course, there's all this manufacturing history, right, about all these snacks coming up with these companies. But I think a big part of that too is just like the accessibility of being able to get them. Like I'm really glad that I grew up on the Southwest side, and I had like 4 corner stores that I could walk to within 10 minutes. And like if not one store didn't have something, I could walk to another one and get something. And all my snacks were always there, you know what I mean? So I think that's why. What do you think?
I mean, beyond the Mississippi River, like the ability to move the goods just throughout the U.S. and the immigrants who came to Chicago and brought their different traditions, whether it was baked goods, whether it was chips, whether it was candies. But I like what you said in terms of Chicagoans sort of knowing what they like and our ability to share a good story. Like you said, the corner store runs, buying the gummy worms. It was, trading snacks as a kid. And I was very surprised to learn just how big the Chicago history was for candy and for the creation and invention of some of these cool snacks. So for me, it's just so nostalgic and such a kind of a reminder of childhood.
Yeah, definitely same. I was also really surprised. All the stuff that we have available to us that other people don't is pretty cool. It feels pretty exclusive. I like how we have like our own little niche, just like our own little things that we kind of have to ourselves, and it's special to us. And yeah, also really nostalgic. Like you said, going to the corner store, going with my friends to pick up snacks, like getting $5 and going to town. Like that was a pretty sweet memory for sure.
Michelle, I appreciate you making time to talk a little bit about snacking, the snacks you loved growing up, the snacks you hated growing up. It's been a ball.
Thanks, Jacoby.
Before I let you go, keep up with the latest and best from CityCast Chicago and Hey Chicago by bookmarking our website, chicago.citycast.fm. I mean, we got some great things there right now. I'm on the website. Our latest neighborhood guide is from Back of the Yards. You can find where to get the best hot chocolate in Chicago. I mean, today you can learn, what does your ward committee person even do? We really covering the range, y'all. Now, of course, I can't say goodbye without some good news. If you've been around for a while, this might feel a little bit like deja vu, but trust me, it's not. The Chicago Reader's Best of Chicago 2023, the nominees list are set. And spoiler, you can vote for CityCast Chicago as Best Podcast and Hey Chicago as Best Email Newsletter now. Find us in the City Life category. You can check the show notes for the link. And while you're there, go on and look up Best Live Storytelling Show. You might see a familiar name. All right, you might see a few familiar names, but I'm talking about karaoke storytellers. Go on and throw your boy a vote for that as well. We're going to be back bright and early tomorrow talking about some of our favorite music and entertainment moments across Chicago this year. I'll talk to you then. Peace. Simone is in the back just like, you are so wrong about popcorn as a concept. Yeah.